Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TMA Sunday Night Live, where you choose the topics, we will discuss them. As always, I'm joined by my esteemed colleagues. I should say Mr. Onslaught, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Moutinho, Darren the Canadian, and also our special guest, Mr. Wendover Horn, i.e. Greg Thika. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, ready to rumble, mate. Just a massive shout out, happy birthday to Woody. Watford Woody as well. Hope you had a fantastic day, mate. And also, Dino's off. He's got the Turkish flu, so we'll wish him well. Tissues at the ready for him, for his nose, people. Right. Okay. So, yeah, absolutely, mate. Just ask him. Yeah. As always, we're in a proud and honoured to be in association with the Watford Football Club Former Players Club, fronted by Pricey and Luther Blissett. Head over to facebook.com, tailor-made for community. So massive shout out to those guys and partner in reach. Right, okay, let's get straight on. We've got a couple of tasty topics. Obviously, we'll get guests first in this. So let's get rocking. Right, okay, so first one's from Simon, who's aka Simon Watford FC on X. He says, does constant negativity of certain players help them or hinder them? I know we had a little bit of a chat, Greg, before we got on, mate, but what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think my views on this are widely known. Yeah, of course it can get over to the pitch. Bad vibes and negativity. I can think of one player that I think it definitely affects, who stands between the posts. And yeah, I think it can. You only have to look at Bayo yesterday. As soon as the crowd got on him on his side, you could almost see the confidence rising within the lad. And if he hadn't already have scored a couple, there is no way he would have chipped that goal for the chip. No way he would have driven it and hit the keeper. So yeah, I think 100% bad vibes, bad negativity can spill its way to the pitch, as it can actually in any job. If you're at work and something's negative, it can spread. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Aaron?
Yeah, no, I agree 100% with Greg there. I think it's really true. I think, you look back the other week, like 2 weeks ago, it was horrific, right? The Luton loss, and Bayo was size. One forward pass in 57 or 56 minutes is appalling at any level, right? But he really did come alive yesterday. Particularly that lob, like Greg said, was awesome. And I think professional footballers are human beings, right? It's like anything. And if you're coming on a pitch and you're constantly being booed, it's a natural psychological thing to withdraw, right? Whereas if you're getting cheered on, so I know people were sort of complaining about Bayo taking pictures after the game, but to be fair, it probably must have felt so euphoric to not just get one, but get four, and some bloody good goals as well. And the one thing I was going to mention was just quickly was the assists yesterday. All four goals were quality, but I know we had two penalties, but the way Bale cut down the right to get across for Porteous was a lovely goal. Chaka Khan, his cross for Bayo at the far post was gorgeous. Eberselli, then that amazing long pass that put Bayo through for the chip, and then finally Larouci coming down the left. That was a wicked cross he put in behind that line. And, we don't always talk about assists, but I thought that was magnificent yesterday. But again, that going back to what Greg was saying, confidence, right? You get a goal or two and everybody, the shackles come off. We've been a poor team too often this season away from home. And that was a really, really good team performance. So, yeah, anyway, I'll pass it to Moobs. Hey, Moobs.
Hello. Yes, Halsey, you're a git for saying that comment. Get your back, mate. I'm gonna get you. You know it's coming. Cinderella number one. Yeah, it does. I think too much negativity can affect a player or players. In this instance, Bayo, I think he's copped more than anything. Copped it more than anyone. There's no shadow of doubt. Unfortunately, at times it's probably been warranted because he's been bloody poor at times. You can't deny it. What I just don't want to see is this 4 goals yesterday. Yeah, Woody, I am still smiling. Trust me. Although if you'd have seen me on the M25 earlier, there was road rage, but more on that later. Trust me, there was plenty. Yeah, I just hope yesterday for Bayo was not a flash in the pan. I see, as I said to people yesterday, if he starts against Swansea on Tuesday night, he's got to go and back up what he's done yesterday. If he like skies 2 or 3 shots wide, you're going to be thinking, what the hell's happened here? And then it's going to be, we're going to go 10 steps back instead of forward. But overall, yes, I think at times there is the negativity can get onto the pitch, and it can affect players. Even managers have come out and said it. Top flight managers have said it. The players can hear it. And I think sometimes maybe it isn't. Maybe it just needs to be toned down a little bit. But then for that to be toned down a little bit, they need to turn it around and sort it out. So yeah, that's where I pretty much stand on it.
Exactly, mate. I mean, we've as a pod and as a forum as well, I've always said you can slate players. It has to be critical. It can't be personal. Some of the personal attacks on Batman, especially, is disgusting. As long as you see the overall picture, and when they're I keep it clear me era. But as long as they're playing well, I know it's shocking. As long as when they play well, you give them the credit they're due. As long as you have that balanced opinion, it's all right to knock players, but you've got to give them their due when they do play well. And fair play to Bayo. I've been one of the worst to knock him, and posted up stuff. He's the worst player we've had since Morley and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, fair play to him. He was absolutely amazing yesterday, and I think it did help having someone like Barr alongside him and interchanging and having someone supporting him a bit more. Because up front, he does all the hard work, and that's a given. He always works hard. You're guaranteed that. He's just got to add goals to his game, and having someone supporting him like they did yesterday only can benefit him. Greg, what did you? I mean, you were at the game live, mate.
Yeah, I was there, and one good thing I can say about Hillsborough and our rules on taking food into the ground. I managed to get a full cod and chips into the away end at Hillsborough yesterday. So
go on, Greg.
Yeah, and they didn't bat an eyelid. Most people were doing it. But yeah, I
bet they were battered as well.
Yeah, they were battered as well. Yeah,
he's got a shop named after him as well.
Yeah, I think I tweeted this. There was always a player a lot close, not in a 2, like an old-fashioned, Luther George Riley, but Ince or Chack were always relatively close to Bayo. So that really did help. And I tell you what, the other thing I'd say for Bayo, it took some courage to take that penalty. She's got 2 players on the pitch that have just scored penalties, as in KMB and Ince. But he took the ball and said, "No, I won the penalty. I want to take it." Yeah. And I think that took some courage from the lad, with everything that's hanging around him. So yeah, full play to fair play to him.
Yeah. Boys, you got anything to add before we go to the comments? Darren, moves?
No, all good. I totally agree with it. Psychology.
No, spot on. Everything's been spot on.
You read that question. That is the burning issue. That is the burning question is, other than where is Dino not allowed out of his cell, was Lee Cusack happy with the result yesterday? Bloody hope so and all. Put it that way. He was more worried about why I was off, but hey ho, he misses me too much. Moves, you got anything to add, mate, on yesterday, or I'll go straight to the comments after?
No, well, just on yesterday. Firstly, stunned. Secondly, shocked. thirdly, Bayo scored 4. Jesus blinking Christ, what on earth happened yesterday? I almost had a heart attack at Hemel Football Club watching as the goals kept flying in. I did say to someone I was going to lay down in the dark room, and they thought I was joking. I wasn't. I was being deadly bloody serious. Because I think I'll tell you what. One thing I do want to say is, you know, this performance now, it needs to be a springboard for our away form more than anything. I know, Greg, you were there yesterday, so you saw it better than me. But I just feel now we've, second away win of the season, stops a rot away from home. So we now got to kick on. Like I said when we were backstage, we've got to go and perform against Swansea now. We've got to get something. Lucy, you're a lady. I'm glad you cleared that up for us.
She's a geezer.
But yeah, no, Tuesday night, they've got to go and back this up Tuesday night now. Don't you son of a I get you for this. But yeah, no, they just got to get out there and back it up, and hopefully no one came off injured yesterday. So in a way, I'd like to see the same 11 go out against Swansea and see how they get on. So yeah, that's pretty much me. Otherwise, I'll just go on and on and on.
Yeah,
Before we wrap up yesterday, I think Caden will have a heart attack if we don't mention how good Pierre Duomo was.
Yes, go for it.
He was absolutely outstanding. Not a great deal of forward passes in the lad, but my word, can he retain the ball and break play up? If that's a lad on his debut in English football, I think there's a lot to come. And maybe Sissoko's suspension could be a blessing in disguise that will charge his battery up because he's got 37-year-old legs there. And Duomo looks the real deal.
Absolutely, mate. Right, before we get on to the next topic, just few comments. Neil saying the quiet storm is coming. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. Evening, guys, and Arne. Caden, big shout to Caden. Evening, guys. Evening, Greg. Unbelievably, Uncle Twat was still criticising Batman yesterday. Absolutely, he can't stop it. Tony, the Mrs. Kids, doesn't matter what Batman does, he's always criticised by some fans. He could save a goal after goal, he would still have his fans on his back. Also, why has Wendover got Jurgen Klopp in a Watford shirt behind him? George Michael, freedom. He's got freedom. Woody saying, hi guys, hi everyone. What a weekend to be a Watford fan. The men's smashing is 6-2. The Golden Girls winning on penalties and development. Them unbeaten in their league. Fantastic. Cusack in every walk of life. If you're not doing your job properly, you get criticised. Footballers are no exception, and their outrageous wages compensate for their poor hurt feelings, egos. Man up, guys. Big shout to Mournful. Yo, guys. Yo, mate. Woody, hope you're still smiling, Moobs. Tubes ran fine, apparently, Moobs said. But Woody said. Lucy said, hi, ladies. Apparently, I'm showing me old age. I'm falling apart, apparently, the missus said. Cheeky. Cusack, exceptionally happy, Mr. Hulls, but I think the scoreline flattered us, especially after the first half. Lucy's confirming she's a lady. I'll still debate that. Hemel probably wondered why Liverpool manager was there. That was awful to watch, but Connor meant Hemel, by the way. So I'd just like to confirm. It's who is behind Greg? That is the question. That's from Lucy. Mullane HK says working 6-day week, getting in my car in Watford, crushing through the scum. I'm not going to say the L word. And home to see Hitchin Town 1 and Watford women today. Yes, that's from Mullane. Evening, Mullane. Fair play.
It's Melanie, ain't it?
Melanie, is it? Mullane?
Yeah, Melanie, I think.
Sorry, Melanie. Sorry, shocking pronunciation, Melanie. Apologies for that. Right, okay. It's only going to get better. Right, Mr. Higgins says, after a comfortable victory, fringe players cutting the cloth, will we see the old guard back shortly? Greg, what do you reckon, mate?
We can't see Sissoko for 2 more games anyway, even if you wanted him. No, I think Tom said he's going to use the squad over the next 3 games. I think you'll probably see a bit of Vata in the next 2 games. And I think you're going to see a bit of Kevin Caban. Now, he came on yesterday and he looks quick. He looks quick and he looks good with the ball. And I think he can play the right of a 3. I think he can play the right of a 2 and a 4. And I think he can play it right back as well. So that covers a lot of positions. No, I think he'll use the squad. You know, Jefferson's is the big question mark there, isn't it? Now, how's he going to get some game time out of Jefferson? Even Jefferson coming on yesterday with the lead we had. I don't know. We might have dropped one there. They say he's quick. Doesn't seem to have a lot of courage to me. Doesn't seem to. Who knows? It'll come out in the wash. But no. I think he'll use the squad.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. And again, that goes back to that whole confidence thing, right? With Jefferson, like we were saying earlier. The one thing I will say as well, and this really did irk me, why the Football League took until Friday lunchtime to turn around and say that I forgot his bloody name. You got the 3-match ban.
Sissoko.
Yeah.
Till Friday afternoon. That is disgusting. That is so wrong, because they know, the Football League, that any team has gone through a week of planning. There were no midweek games. That was like a deliberate pull the rug under the club, I thought. And I don't know how it works within the legalities of football, but I would argue that the Football League should notify any team of a suspension by Tuesday at the latest.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was
Darren, you'll recall the Preston player that bit the guy's ear was allowed to play against us on the following Saturday.
Absolutely.
So how does that work?
I couldn't agree more. Now, if you want to be a conspiracy theorist, you can say exactly that. It seems like the league have got it in for us, because those 2 occasions were pretty cynical, right? Particularly the Sissoko one, though. I thought that was disgusting. And like you say, though, it could be with Duomo. I mean, that really was a tremendous debut. I don't know. It feels to me like there's somebody posted about a storm coming. It just feels like things are starting to click. I mean, we all know we've had some shocking away performances. And to be fair to Tom Cleverley, yesterday he did, put his hand up and talk about Preston and Norwich and Luton. So there's a real kind of 2 weeks ago it was all doom and gloom, and rightly so. But I don't know, now it feels a bit better. I was really pleased for Ince yesterday. Ince is just steady in that role, I think. Like him, I like the maturity he brings to the squad. And again, going back to Bar, I think or the Bar Bayo thing. I think Bayo does work better with closer to him. It's really good. And Swansea, when you look at the table, I mean, we have been poor away from home, and yet we're still 5th. And it just shows you what a crazy league it is. And today, Millwall beat Burnley, which is great. Keeps us right up there. It's just a tough league. And I think that's the thing. If you can grind out 3 or 4 wins on the bounce, and there's no reason, squad-wise, why we couldn't get something at Swansea and why we can't beat Oxford. But that's why it's the Championship, right? But anyway, I'll shut up and have another water.
I think that's a great shout out, Aaron, for it.
I actually thought that was a large vodka you had, mate.
Loves a large one.
I'd be half asleep if it was. but
there's a drink as well.
No, like Greg, and Ince, like you can't change the past, but I remember the Luton game wishing Ince had started, because I'm not saying the result overall would have changed, but we might have had a better chance there. He just gives us something, right?
It sounds silly, but Ince receives the ball so well. His body shape when he takes the ball, and he retains the ball well, and he doesn't give the ball away. There's a maturity in Ince that has been lacking in that side.
Yeah.
And long may he be in the side, because I think he is. I think he's got a good footballing brain.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, I actually agree with Greg on that last one. I think I've been calling for Ince to start for a while. I know against Blackburn he faded in the second half, which and he was rightfully taken off. He had to be, because he was just not. He was completely non-existent. But we've got 3 games in a week again. So you probably would expect Cleverley to rotate some of the players at some point. But it's who you rotate. And I'd like to say, yet again, I agree with Greg. I want to see Vata start because that boy has got so much pace and potential. He's absolutely horrifying. He loves to run at people, loves to get in the box, loves to have a shot. Although some people in our team forget what shooting is. I won't name any names on that 'cause there's too many. But yeah, will we see the old guards? Well, we know Ogbonna's out for a while with that hamstring problem. We know Sissoko's got the 3-match ban, which, like you, Darren, I think is a complete and utter joke because I was there last week and I didn't even see him headbutt anyone. So where the hell that came from?
Yeah.
I think the FA should release some video footage of that because no one could understand where that come from. But yeah, I think they probably will swap a couple rounds, keep everyone fresh. I do like say what Greg said with Jefferson as well. I just don't know how we're going to use him because it's getting to a critical point now where he's barely kicked a ball for us, and yet he's on loan. I just got to think, come January, they're going to send him back to Bournemouth because
if they can,
I think they can. I think they can terminate it if they want. And I think they should personally because I don't even see him getting in the starting 11.
You move him on if we have to, then bring Rajovic back.
Well, yeah, that's the perfect scenario. That's what I want to see happen. We send him back and bring Rajovic back.
I really do hope Jefferson works out. I really do hope that first and foremost. I hope it really works out for him.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But what I don't see Jefferson doing when Bayo is playing badly, he's trying hard and he's pressing hard, and I don't see Jefferson doing that even when he's playing.
Correct. Yeah. No, I agree, Greg. Because the other week when I can't remember what game it was. I think he come on against Blackburn. He did, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was and you could see then, from like a Blackburn goal kick, they were trying to go out short, and Jefferson just wasn't even looking to even go forward. And it's like, will you get going? They've gone short. We've got to go. And I just don't think he gets that style of play. I don't think it suits him. I think he's one where he'd rather go back to the halfway line, let the keeper punt it upfield, and he tries to jump for a header. But with his height, he can't even jump for a sodding header. That's the worst thing about it.
Right, let's get some comments. Right, sorry, maybe you finished. Sorry, mate. Apologies.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, crack on.
No, sorry, I'll interrupt you there, mate. Woody saying with Christmas around the corner, as long as the scum are below us, we're doing great. Halsey, the result yesterday, brilliant, mate. Happy Christmas to us. The result yesterday surprised pretty well everyone. What was the last? When was the last time we scored 6 goals away? Woody, not one of us had us in 5th, so it's all good at the moment. I actually had us at top, mate, so I think Cleverly should be sacked, personally. So
I think I can answer Halsey's question. I think we've got to go back a very long way. Remember when we beat Burnley 7-4?
Shot pro, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was the last time we scored that many goals away from home.
And that was the last time a player also scored 4 away from home, as in Michael Opera.
Blimey, Darren was only 15 then.
I was going to say, didn't we get 6 or 7 at Leeds a couple of years back as well?
Oh crap! No, Leeds.
Good shout. Yeah,
Vidra, that was Vidra, weren't it? Vidra scored hat-trick, didn't he?
I think he did. Yeah,
spanked him.
Warnock was the Leeds manager of the time. Yeah,
it's always good when that happens.
Colin, good old Colin.
Apparently, Dino's aged well. That's from Big Nelly. Canadian vodka of the week. Awesome game. Good evening, guys. Hello, Kev. He says, bring on Boxing Day. Echoes saying Jefferson wasn't involved at all against Blackburn, apparently.
No, it weren't. No, what game was it?
Woody saying, okay, Bayo had a great weekend, but he can be lazy, just as lazy. He don't pressure the goalkeepers. Leads away 6-0 from Echoes. Good answers, guys. Jefferson in this season's Courtney Hawes, absolute waster.
That
God.
guy still isn't playing football and he's taking a wage.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's nowhere.
At least with Courtney Oars, Courtney Oars was just a scumbag for what he did on social media and how much he was apparently a prisoner. At least Jefferson's on the pitch. I can see roughly what he's on about with the fact that he's producing nothing for us. But I back Jefferson to be a success over Courtney Oars. Oars was just literally did steal a wage. I can see what he means.
Yeah.
Was it against
the contract pigeon sit on it?
Yeah.
I read somewhere that lad's got no interest in football at all. He wants to be a clothes designer or a rapper.
Or both. Well, look at bloody Daniel Sturridge
both
trying
at
to
the
rap
same
in
time.
Roy Keane's face. Remember Roy Keane's face when bloody Sturridge was trying to rap or sing, and he's looking, going, "What the fuck are you doing? Really? Seriously?" Yeah. Okay. Let's go round as well. Next two games, boys. Obviously Swansea and then the mighty Oxford with both tough games coming up as well. How many points do you reckon we'll get in the next two games, Greg?
4.
Yeah, I've got a feeling we're going to beat Oxford at home, and that's a game I'd love to see Vata start. Actually, really would get a proper full 90 minutes. I think 4 because it's tricky. Swansea are no mugs, and I think 4's a decent return. 6 would be brilliant, but I'll go for 4.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with the 4 with the boys here, and I'd like Darren just said, I'd love the 6. But just a little reminder. Last season when we played Swansea away, that night I was watching Hemel Town play, and my mates wound me up because they went, "Ha ha, you're losing to Swansea." I said, "Don't worry, we'll come back and win 2-1." And what happened? We come back and won 2-1. So it is not all impossible. And I think the squad was even worse last season. So, there's a chance. But
yeah,
I think I would set them up at Swansea as we started yesterday. A bit more compact. It was a 4-3-3, 4-4-2.
Well, we didn't concede in the first 10 minutes, which is nice, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't think Porteous will start at right back. I think Festi will start there. Other than that, I think he'll probably go with the same again.
Yeah, I think didn't he say he was looking for a formula away because it's slightly different away. So hopefully he's found some sort of formula that suits us both home and away.
Yeah,
should be nice.
Yeah,
definitely. Right. Was it also, boys? Just before we get onto move segments, Connor's Super Connor, Flags on Fire lead singer. He says, "Was it against the scum Jefferson came on?"
Yeah.
Well, it could have been.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
Did we answer the question about Sissoko?
No, go on.
No, because someone posted one saying is this Sissoko ban come at a good time? I think something like that. I'm sure it's on the forum.
Yeah, go on. You start moves and go round. We'll go around the table with them.
I don't know really. I know what the question was. Sissoko gets 3-match ban. We win 6-2. Coincidence? Well, it's not really, because I think if he had been in the team yesterday, we might have still won 6-2. So, but maybe this 3-game ban will do him the world of good. Get him some, get his legs refreshed.
Yeah.
But I think after the ban's up, you would expect him to be straight back in the 11. But yeah, I'm still back. Well, as you guys said, we won 1-0. Hang on a minute, which one was it then that we won 2-1? It must have been the other year.
Might have been the other year.
It might have been the other year. There was definitely one where I called it, and someone come up to me afterwards and said I didn't back it. I went, "That's your tough luck." But yeah, no, I think Sissoko will be back. But yeah, this 3-game ban will probably freshen him right up, because it means he's just training and keeping his legs fresh. So yeah, well, that's me done, that one.
Yeah. Mr. Darren.
Yeah, no, I think a good thing, often happens in football. You think you're going to get a setback, and then in this case, someone like Duomo comes in as an absolute stonking game. I do agree. The good thing about the whole Sissoko thing is, for me, he's out for 3 games, and then we've got the international break. So as a mature player, that's giving him, and putting it politely, but you know, he's an older guy. That gives him a good bit of rest time, so to come back fresh. No, I think it's good. You know, like I say, it just feels, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Sometimes in life, you need a really horrible performance to really start to shake things up. And it might just be that Luton debacle was an absolute blessing in disguise, because we look a different team now. I think we look, there's a little bit more click about us right now. And I've said it all along, we don't have the best squad in the league. We certainly don't have the worst, but we've got it worst. We've got a decent squad. And I think, and Ince said this on the interview yesterday, a really good blend of youngsters, but with maturity as well. So I think going to be interesting. How about you, Greg?
Yeah, I think talking about the squad balance, I think on paper, on a weekly budget, it's costing a lot less than last year's squad, but it's actually better than last year's squad, and it's probably better balanced. Sissoko, I think I said at the top of the show, yeah, I think it's a blessing in disguise. You know, I'm not anti-Sissoko. I'm very pro-Sissoko, and I was really pleased he came back to the club. Though over recent weeks, yes, I would agree his performances have tailed off, and that's probably down to the schedule. And as Darren says, now with 3 games off plus the international, it's going to be like a good break for him. So yeah, I think, you know, things, and also as Darren said, you don't know what's going to happen in football. Remember that summer when I think we lost Danny Graham, and we bought in Troy's first season with us, but the deal went through slowly, and Sordell started, and Sordell just kept scoring. And so somebody that goes in who wasn't expected to get, and Sordell stayed in actually for most of the season, for the whole of the season. Yeah. So sometimes you don't know what's going to happen. Hand grenades go in that changes everything, and sometimes they come out for the better. And this Sissoko suspension could be one of those.
Absolutely. No, good stuff, mate. Go on, mate.
I just want to say that comment Echo's put up. There's I've got no hate for Sissoko. I love the player. I love him as a player. I think he was bloody brilliant when he was first there with us, and you know that was when we were in a bad time with the squad and everything else. But now we've got him back. You know, it's great, and I just like we've just all said, we just think maybe this 3-game ban's just probably come, as Greg said, it's possibly come at the right point for him. You know, we've had a few weeks where we've had to go Sunday, Tuesday, or Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. You know, his legs have probably just caught up with him a bit. So, yeah, there's definitely no hate for me on here, because I was raving when we signed him. I was jumping for joy.
I wasn't saying there was, but on socials, there's plenty of anti towards
Twitter.
Yeah, right. The keyboard warriors.
The keyboard warriors. Yeah, exactly. Greg is a crusader against these people on Twitter, by the way.
Well, I want to say a crusader, and
not all heroes wear capes, by the way.
Well, and I've given up a little bit of that because you know, you're never going to change some people's minds. So
rats band together, mate. That's all.
Why bother trying?
Exactly.
Right. Ready for your segment, Mr. Moobs?
Oh yes, must be that time. Yes, hello people, it's here. It's Sunday night. Hang on a minute. That's bad. Just clearing my airways out. Got a bit of a throat and chest infection. Not nice. Yes, welcome. Favorite time of the week. Favorite part of the week. You know what's coming. The news is here. And hairball slot. Yes, yeah, it was a bit of a hairball. Honey slot, yes. I was going to get you, mate. Right, lots been happening this week. Lots has been happening. I'm going to leave the women just to one side for one moment. Woody, don't get the ump. I will be coming to the girls shortly. Bit of non-league. Oh God, you bastard again. Damn it! Every week now. Every week. God damn it. Non-league, yes. Where do I start? Well, I can only start with Hemel because I don't really know any other results. It was the dust of the M25, mate. It was the exhaust fumes. Connor, I know, mate, but we got to talk about it. How on earth do I actually describe this yesterday? What happened at Vauxhall Road? I still can't work out what happened. Because Hemel were in action yesterday at home at Eastbourne Borough. Eastbourne are a very decent outfit. Wheels have come off at Vauxhall Road. They have a little bit, mate. It's not great. Went 2-1 up at half time yesterday against Eastbourne for 2 cracking goals from the Tudors, and then somehow capitulated completely in the second half and lost 5-2. As Connor said, don't do it. I still can't. No one can work out exactly what happened. Even the players can't. It's honestly one of those that the steward's inquiry is still going on. They still can't find out what happened. But a very bad day at the office. They go again on Tuesday night down at Hornchurch. That was probably Cartman and Kenny probably being suspended for being stupid. No South Park. You just saw the result, Woody. They lost. It's a little bit frustrating. But look, on a serious note, we would like to wish Chesham United the best of luck tomorrow night, FA Cup first round proper. Apparently it's live on, I think, on ITV4. So if you get the chance, want to watch a bit of footy, check out Chesham. They're playing Lincoln City. Trust me, you didn't want to see the look on Dave Boggins' face yesterday. Yeah, we all stayed away from him. It wasn't nice. As I always say, support the local, support non-league. It is the best thing, especially as the international break's coming up again. If you want your football fix, have a look at the fixture lists, see who's about, see who's playing. Some of the local clubs around here do actually do discounts for Watford season ticket holders. When Watford aren't actually playing at home or if it's on international break. So check all that out. You can probably get in for like a £5 or something, or a £10 at the most. I won't dwell on non-league. I'm going to move swiftly on because it's painful. Yes, Connor, they've surprised all of us, mate. No one's face was. Yeah, I know what you're saying, mate. But come on to a bit more positive news now. More positive. The girls were in action today. I'm just going to quickly rewind back to Wednesday because we had a bit of an off night and it's cost us. We played at AFC Wimbledon Women on Wednesday night at Grosvenor Vale. Succumbed to a 1-0 defeat. Not really what we wanted. It wasn't the best performance from the girls. We were completely off it. We've now dropped right down the table and a very long way off top spot. So it is all to do. 2 massive games coming up, more on them shortly. But today it was FA Cup Women's Day as well as the men playing the first round. The women's section has played the FA Cup first round today. And ironically, we had part 2 because we played AFC Wimbledon again. Yes, can you believe it? Twice in 5 days. Not, ideally not what we wanted, but it happened. We went all the way down to the iconic Plough Lane, even though it's not the old school stadium that it was, or it's now known as the Cherry Records Stadium. We still know it as Plough Lane. In normal time, the girls threw everything at it. Both sides going for it. Finished 0-0. Just like what the men's side has done this year, there's no more replays. So I know yesterday there was games going to extra time for the men, but today the girls went straight to a penalty shootout. Talk about holding your nerve. I'm going to give the biggest shout out to Watford's new number 1 keeper, Maria O'Sullivan, who saved 2 penalties. Yes, Ireland's number 1, Rossi, indeed. saved 2 penalties. That's brilliant that Bournemouth lost. That's Hemel don't particularly like them. But yeah, Maria saved 2 penalties. The Golden Girls stepped up. They converted 4 because that's all they needed. They didn't need a 5th taker. They've gone through to the second round 4-2 on penalties. It was absolutely brilliant. And like Ross just put up, Ireland's new number 1 was instrumental in it. So a huge well done to Maria. She was outstanding from start to finish from the game. Bjorn, good evening, sir. We love you. We miss you. And he's on the beer as well. God damn it. I need to have one, I think. But yes, like I say, the FA so that was that. The FA Cup draw for the women happens tomorrow at lunchtime, I believe. I know the men's one takes place tomorrow evening, I think. Good evening to Richard as well. Hello, sir. So next weekend, this is a huge one. And I mean huge. It looks like I'm praying. I kind of am. Next weekend it is massive. We go back to league action, and we are back at Grosvenor Vale. Shouldn't be weather permitting, but we know what the British weather's like at the best of times. We take on Exeter City. We have got this game next weekend, and then the following weekend we play hashtag. These two are in the top 2 positions that we've got to hunt down. And honestly, it is do or die, because if we slip up, blame the lino, Woody. The lino. That's why we weren't 2 or 3 up. The lino was awful today. More on that another time. But yeah, honestly, next weekend, it's the start of the doubleheader that we really need to get a maximum of 6 points out of. If you haven't got tickets, if you've not been to a women's game before, come and try it out. Because if you're a Watford season ticket holder, when you go to the ticket site, you get a discount when you log in using your fan ID. You get it discounted half price. So £3.50 to get in instead of £7 or £8. It is brilliant. It's a great afternoon out. Bring the kids along, bring the family along. Like I say, if you're all season ticket holders, you all get a discount when you put the fan IDs in. It knocks the price straight down. But we really need as much support as possible, because it's, like I say, 2 big games at home. Brilliant, Richard. Can't wait to see you. And we've got to do everything we can. We've got to be that 12th person behind the goal. We've got to be the 12th man. As some of you may have already know, this season we have a drum. The drum is returning next week. That's going to be as loud as anything. So please, guys, honestly, if you're at a loose end next Sunday, get a ticket, come down, come make some noise with us behind the goal, and roar the girls on, because they love the support. And if you'd have seen them today at the full-time whistle after we won the penalty shootout, they were buzzing and they were so happy, because all they said all game, they could only hear us singing and chanting, or throwing abuse at the linesman. But like I say, more on that another time. So yeah, if you're not doing anything next Sunday, Grosvenor Vale is your destination. Please come down. Bar will be open as well. They've got a burger van as well that does everything and anything. Come on down. Come and cheer the girls on, please.
All right, cheers, Moobs. Just a couple of comments just before we go. I'll get your final thoughts as well. My eldest is a Dortmund fan. Where I'm Bjorn, same as, mate. It's my favourite German team. Colours match, but I need to get him to the Vic. And the burger bar is great. It's from Woody. Moobsy always buys a beer for fans who go to the girls' game for the first time. There you go, mate. Well done. Well done. That's a promise. Well done, Halsey.
Is Halsey lending me his credit card then?
Well, you never know. Sorting out the drum out for Aidan. Hope it's helped, mate. Well done, Connor. Moob, stop telling them about the best thing going on at the club. Let them suffer. It's just brilliant. Well done, Woody. And also, just once again, Woody, happy birthday, mate. Hope you had a great day. Right, yeah, before we go, just shout out to everyone. Massive shout out to Wendover. Thank you ever so much, mate. Thank you. Brilliant having you on. Canadian Darren, cheers, mate. Moobsy, brilliant. Thank you ever so much as well. Obviously, hope Dino gets better. Right, next week there's no Sunday show because I'm on a later night shift. I'm doing like 12 hours, so we won't be doing a Sunday one. Thursday night we'll be on previewing the game at home to Oxford. That'll be at 8 p.m. And obviously Saturday we'll do a fans verdict as well. So we'll get all your opinions through a day late, but we'll get all your opinions through Saturday. From the game at home, and obviously anything you want to add from the Swansea game as well. So that, as always, that is 8 p.m. So thank you very much, guys. You're all amazing, absolute legends, all of you. Thank you ever so much for watching, boys. So, Greg, thank you very much, mate. Anything do you want to add?
I'll just add, moves that I'll be at the Meadow tomorrow. I'm a Cheshire boy. I was born and bred in Cheshire. Actually lived just, a stone's throw away from the ground. So a big shout out for Cheshire United tomorrow night. I'll be there, and come on the Generals.
There was a bit of rivalry with St Albans, weren't there, mate? But when I was watching them, it was always the Chess scum. We always call them. It was Aylesbury and Cheshire. I went to that on Boxing Day one time, I think 05 with Walker. And Chris Walker does the commentary. Jesus Christ, that was hostile. Cheshire and Aylesbury. What a derby. That was a brilliant game. I loved it.
Luther managed Cheshire for a while, for a short period.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Shame that didn't last because they were blessed with greatness. I'll tell you what, though, it's the first. Sorry, just before we go, Hemel Chesham. This is back in about 04, 05. Payne turned up the first time. He was with Byron when he was manager of Hemel. Payne turned up as his assistant, and it was the only one who I didn't get my stuff signed in 95, 96. You had a little bit where you could get him signed, and I got him to sign it. It was brilliant with Payne. It was like, I mean, now it's not a problem. I've known Payne for years, but back then it was like, oh my God, it's Derek Payne.
You should have just got Fred West to sign it.
That's it. Yeah, that's what we used to call him. We used to call him and his brother the Chuckle Brothers when they turned up at Hemel, when he managed Hemel. And they got so pissed off with it. Colin got so pissed off going, all you can hear is Chuckle Vision. To me, to you. Brilliant. Oh, yeah. So I saw him the other year, and I went, "Hello, Freddie. You're right, mate." Brilliant, Padey. I love Padey. Brilliant. Right, okay, boys, we're going to go. But as always, you've been beautiful. We've been TMA. It's good night from Greg. Good night from Darren.
Yeah, and good night from Moves.
And good night from Pete.